Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Beautiful weather this weekend. It's gone a little bit overcast at the moment, but it's promising 30 degrees today, so that's pretty warm. I've got a few plans on the cards for today. I've got a new knife to show you. Don't get too excited, I made it myself. I'm going to make a brownie in the Reflector oven. Haven't used that for a while, and I'm going to revisit the Egyptian bow drill from last week where I had a failure. So we're going to relive that and hopefully get that sorted. So let's show you this new knife I've made. This is a Kephart design. I've made a few, but this one's a bit different to the ones I've made in the past. This is 4mm thick, 12C27 stainless. I've got black canvas micarta, a thin G10 liner, and green canvas micarta. Stainless bolts and tube, and a scandi grind. Nice mirror polished, fresh scandi grind. Nice sharp back edge on it, and there's not a lot more I can say about that. Sheath, gone with leather, and I got a castrum dangler on it, and a ferro rod, which is the Strike Fire model. Now, this sheath, I originally made it for more a garbug, but I prefer the Kydex one I'd made anyway, so I decided to wet form it to fit this one and re-dye it, because it was a very light colour and it didn't look that good. So I dyed it a nice dark chestnutty brown to go with. That sheath, which my silky pocket boy lives in, which I very rarely use, and that's got a castrum dangler on it as well. I'm quite impressed with these castrum danglers. So that's back on the belt. Well, I'm going to get a fire going now with this, and join me. If you're wondering why I came back here and split this down, it smelled really strong of pine pitch. I thought there was fat wood in it, but there wasn't. Pathfinder mug today. I just moved my seat because the smoke was coming straight in my face, and now it's done an about turn, so I may have to move again. I'll deliberate it over a cup of tea. I've deliberated, I'm moving back. While I'm having my cup of tea, I thought I'd just talk about the knife and the fire I just lit. Well, it was a pretty quick fire. Unfortunately, the feather stick wood wasn't very good. It had a bit of moisture still in it, couldn't have been dead that long. But I wanted to do it quick. I didn't find that feather sticking as well as a bush tool, and I can just about make a feather stick with anything, and this thing is really sharp as well. So I had a bit of a shock there. Took a lot of lighting with the ferro rod, which is basically unacceptable for me anyway. Far too many strikes, and the back edge is very sharp, same as the cutting edge. The jury's out. I prefer my bush tool 100%, but it's still a nice knife. I'll use it some more and then make my mind up. Plan now, I'm going to have my cup of tea, then I'm going to make my mix, put my reflector oven on. The wood I picked wasn't that good either. As I say, I was doing it as quick as I possibly could. I've kept the nice splits I've got for the reflector oven so I can get a nice even burn. That's basically why I just use some crap sticks to light it. It's still going anyway. Back in a bit. I'm going to make my mix up now. Guess who forgot to bring a fork? Me. I've cut a green stick, and what I'm going to do now is make a rudimentary whisk. The reason I need a whisk mainly is because I haven't got an egg, and you need an egg for the brownie mix, but I did bring powdered egg, so I need to make that up into an egg basically, and I need to whisk it up. I'm going to put a couple of little shavings in there now to splay it out. A whisk. Egg powder. Now a heaped teaspoonful of this is basically a large egg. So I'm going to do a half a mix. Well, that looks about half an egg's worth to me. Bowl. Quick story on this bowl. I bought this in Sportsman's Warehouse outside of Grand Junction, Colorado, about 16 years ago when I went on a trip with Bison Bushcraft to Colorado. So I've had that a while. Well, that's about half a bag. Cooking oil. Dump the lot in, why not? Water. I may need a bit more water, but I don't want to overdo it. Well, I put too much water in, so I put a bit more brownie mix in now. I know the consistency it needs to be because I've made enough of them in my time. Yeah, that looks good. The sticks I put on the fire have now caught, so I've got a bit of flameage going. I've got a baking tray and I've cut some paper at home to fit in it. While I leave that find its level, I'm going to put the reflector oven together, start warming it up. Case was made by Brian, Journeyman Handicrafts. Well, that's good to go. I'm going to put the kettle on as well, same time. But I do need to split a bit more wood up. I want a nice even heat in there, and the crisscross fire lay just is perfect for that. I'm going to show you a little tip. You may know it, you may not. Basically, if you've got an axe and no chopping block, but you've got a baton or a baton, if you're an American, I'll show you now. Well, my brownie's definitely cooking. The only thing is, it's covered in bits. But I'm a big boy, I can handle a few bits. The brownie's done. Or what I'll do now, I won't just take it off. I'll leave the fire die down and it can naturally cool a bit. There's no burning or anything on the top of it, and it's doubled in size, so that's good. And it didn't fall on the floor, which is even better. Yet. Gonna have a cup of tea, and I forgot my my cup was full of eggy shit. One more use for a feather stick. Spotless. Brownie time. Let's see if it's done. Check that out. Perfect. Well, I'm going to enjoy this now with a cup of tea. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up. I always appreciate it. Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Now, it is absolutely lovely this weekend, really nice. I'm out today, but I was hoping to be out all day, but I'm not because my wife has other plans. I was going to go to a different woodland today, but I'm back local, which is still fine because I love this section of woods. I'm not going to bother putting this in, start again. I'm going to make a brownie in the Reflector oven. Haven't used that for a while, and I'm going to revisit the, what's it called? The Egyptian bow drill from last week where I had a failure. Got to go off and get some sticks first. Didn't turn it off. Well, that was a bit too big, really. Oh, for fuck's sake.